for us in Lagos. Thank you so much, Mr. Farotimi, for joining us tonight on the program.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me.
It's the first time I'm speaking with you since your ordeal on the defamation lawsuit. I imagine that lawsuit has been rested, it was halted, and have you found peace? And I'm imagining that all has been altered and finalized right now, isn't it?
Several points of correction. Number one, there was no ordeal. I went away on a holiday, even though it wasn't one I would have picked for myself. Number two, there wasn't a lawsuit. I was maliciously hauled away from this very seat to Ekiti State without the warrant of law. But that's another story for another day. But as far as having peace, I'm completely at peace. There's nothing that makes you sleep better than a clear conscience. I'm fine, thank you.
Have you made peace with the complainant?
Oh, I was never at war with the complainant. He was perhaps unhappy with me, but I am told that some do-gooders, good Samaritans have gone to see him and he has stopped being so angry with me. So I was never angry with him. I wasn't even angry with the idea of being hauled to prison. It was just good rest.
Well, in all, you are thankful to those who mediated in the matter, which had laid that matter to rest now.
Let's be very clear about something. Like every other Nigerian, I woke up to hear that some people went to see Ariafe Babalola to appeal to him. They did not mediate. Mediation would suggest that some people spoke with me, had my own side, and then spoke with Are, and after that, found peace between two warring parties. Number one, there was never any war between myself and the revered Are. He was the one who had problems with what I wrote. Number two, nobody consulted me before going to him. I sent nobody to him. I know nothing about the trip to him. But even as the Bible says, blessed are the peacemaker. So they made peace of their own accord, not at my instance. I knew nothing about it. I read about it in the newspaper like every other Nigerian.
So have you moved on? Have you made peace on this particular issue? Have you moved on? Have you made peace?
To be frank with you, when you use the word peace, let me continue to reassert that I was always at peace. But when it comes to demanding an account of those who have perverted the powers of the state in pursuit of a private cause, you can be certain of one thing: some people will account for my incarceration. But that is not a matter for banter. That is something for the courts to decide. You will recall that even though 2 criminal cases were filed against me at the instance of Afe Babalola and Co., both charges were withdrawn. But there are still 4 civil suits filed across the country, one in Port Harcourt, one in Abuja, one in Ogun State, and one in Oyo State, filed by members of the same law offices, at the same law office. So even though the criminal suit has been withdrawn, the civil suits are there, and what I would elect to do in response to my incarceration is another ball game entirely, but you can take it to the bank. I will certainly be demanding an account from those who sent me to prison.
So in clear terms, you are going to take up the Nigerian police who made your arrest and took you from Lagos to Ekiti. In this case, you are instituting a lawsuit against the Nigerian police. Is that right?
Yeah, the one inferring that. My lawyers will decide who and who are responsible, and they will then proceed to the court. I just know that somebody has to explain to me how I ended up in prison for a civil infraction at best. So insofar as whether it's the police that have to be sued, whether it's the magistrate who sent me to prison, whether it's the persons who wrote the petition, whether it's whoever, but somebody would explain. You see, in law, there is a Latin maxim. We say, ubi jus, ubi remedium. If there is a wrong, there must be a remedy. I went to prison. It is my contention that I was not sent to prison with the due process of law. It is my contention that impunity reigned in sending me to prison. It is my contention that the offense for which I was sent to prison is one that is unknown to law, either in Lagos where I reside or in Ekiti where I was abducted to. So if something like this has happened, it can only be expected that I will expect an account from those who have done this. You can take that for granted. Whether it's the police, whether it's private individuals, whether it's the magistrate himself, persons will render an account for locking me up in a prison cell. There must be a basis for it. 21 days of my life was taken from me. That's an entire lifetime. Some people don't live for 21 days. I was sent to prison through a process that purports to be lawful. I want that process to explain itself so that Nigerians would understand how our legal system functions. I hope we're clear. So I'm at peace.
Yeah. So I was going to ask
you. The system to be accountable.
Yeah. Is there any lesson you perhaps have taken away from those 21 days and this experience altogether?
Just that it just reinforces my belief that the Nigerian legal system is completely unfit for purpose, that the law does not rule in Nigeria, and that the Nigerian is essentially a victim of the rapacious system that pretends to administer law. That is all there is that I have learned from it. It reinforces a lesson. That is all that has happened.
Is it a lesson? Is it a lesson? Yeah. Is it? I mean, you say it reinforces. Is it a lesson of regret or a lesson of assurance of a future hope, or a lesson of a perpetual disgust about what you have written in the past about the Nigerian system generally?
Look, Sean, I am not new at this rodeo. I'm 57. That's several lifetimes. In a country like Nigeria, I've already lived beyond the expected lifespan of a man. I am not surprised by what happened to me. It has happened to multiple persons before me. If you pick up the book and you read through it, you'll see that even before I got into the body of the book itself, I made clear that I expected to be persecuted for the things I had to say. So nothing happened to me that I did not expect or anticipate. A day before I was abducted, I addressed a press conference where I made clear exactly what was going to happen based on my knowledge of the system in which I live. So nothing has happened to me that was unexpected or surprising. Nigeria runs a criminal enterprise, and that is what you have seen at play. They say they say you are a thief and you carry a goat, strap it to your back and you are busy dancing. Is it not enough evidence of the fact that you are a thief? I spoke about a criminal justice system and I spoke about the criminality of the system. And the system went ahead and proved each and every word that I have spoken in my book. They said the hunter went to the forest and he killed lions, he killed elephants, and you say, no, he's lying. Then he came into the house. Goats are dying. Chicken are dying left and right. And you want more proof. I said the system is criminal. And the system proceeded to illustrate its criminality in full glare of the public. And you think I am overjoyed. The system proves me right. It illustrated everything I said. Everything I claimed were done in hiding while repeated right there in the glare of the public. So how could I be anything but happy that in my lifetime, for my very before, the system is busy proving me right?
Mr. Farotimi,
from the ground.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
By your name, if you are an Okpele man, either the one that you are conscious of or the one your parents are conscious of. Yeah, and Farotimi, so that proverb suits you very perfectly. But, I mean, jokes apart, you have gone to court. This is the same court system that you don't believe in. Is that not contradictory or ironic?
You see, you need to understand something, Sheon. I am a man who has weaponized my brain. I don't carry guns. I have no cordials. I have a weaponized brain. A legal system is necessarily required to be transparent. Every time I go to the Nigerian court, I'm actually trying the system. I'm placing the system on trial in front of the people. I want the system to dance azonto for the people. I enjoy having the system strip itself naked in the marketplace and prove each and everything that I say about it. People make up systems. I'm a Nigerian. I didn't come from Ghana. I'm not a saint. Not everybody in the judiciary are saints, but not everybody there are also sinners. And the beautiful thing about the law is that it requires transparency. I will place my case before the court. The court is split in two. There is a court of law, and then there is a court of public opinion. The people have eyes, they have ears, they have brains in their head. They know that 2 + 2 must equal 4 unless something is hiding somewhere. So each time I take a case before the court, I take it before the court conscious of the fact that the system is corrupt. It's not just the persons. I'm not talking persons. I'm talking about a system that is not designed to deliver justice. So that system that is not designed to deliver justice, I enjoy testing it, placing it on trial, putting it before the people and offering it the opportunity to either prove me right or prove me wrong. I'm not afraid to do that. It's the only thing left to me. If I'm not going to do that, I'm going to have to start carrying guns and cudgels, and I don't have the capacity to do that. But when it comes to using the law as an instrument of war against a debauched system, count me in every day of the week. It is up to them to decide whether they want to do justice or whether they want to make it business as usual. That is their call, not my own. My own is to test that system and offer them the opportunity to prove that they are capable of delivering justice or confirm that they are useless. It's their call.
So you actually don't think, or you don't believe that the Nigerian court system has a capacity to deliver justice, but you are just trying to patronize it. So in the case that the lawsuit, it was just an exercise for fun, isn't it?
No, you are the one who is describing it as an exercise for fun. The thing about the law is that 2 + 2 can equal 4 in law. It can be an exact science sometimes. Look, I assailed the Nigerian system, but I have never failed to test it. I have always used it in my wars against this system. I think it was in 2023, the Court of Appeal freed me in a charge that was pending over my head, where I had been convicted already, persecuted by the EFCC. It took the Court of Appeal, which I constantly assail, because if there's only one justice that is corrupt in a pool of 100, you have a corrupt judiciary already. But as bad as that judiciary is, I understand and I hold fervently to the belief that it remains the last hope of the common man. Whether he now lives up to that hope is another business entirely. But if I give up on believing in the capacity of the system, it would then mean that I have embraced anarchy. I use the same court to get my freedom from the EFCC. I have personal matters, as we speak today, against multiple agencies of government before the same court systems. That I am criticizing the court system does not mean I hate the courts. I wish it would work better than it is working, but there is no other place to go. The judicial anarchy that I decry every day is because I am worried about the consequences of having a system that we don't have any hope or confidence in. So if I'm criticizing the system, it's for the system to get better, not to destroy it.
So in this case, do you think things are getting better?
No, it's not. Most definitely not, but we live in hope.
Let me ask you, I described you as a political activist earlier, and I know that you sided with Mr. Peter Obi, although you've told me on some other interviews that you are really not a Labour Party member or a card-carrying member of the Labour Party. But it seems that all is not well with that party that you helped or that you campaigned for or that you sided with in 2023. How does this make you feel, though?
You see, Sheil, I am actually by far more difficult to pin down the way you are trying to. I supported Peter Gregory Obi, but I never supported the Labour Party. And I was very, very specific in constantly reiterating the fact that I am not a member of the Labour Party. I support, or let me use the word, supported Peter Gregory Obi in 2023. The objective realities and the quality of the candidates on the ground conditioned my position. I am a member of Afenifere. Afenifere is a political movement. It supported Peter Obi in conjunction with the Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum. So I had multiple political bases for the actions I took in 2023. I am not a member of the Labour Party, and I couldn't care less what happens to the Labour Party.
But Is that not? I mean, that doesn't sound right, though. Except if you are saying, just a moment.
No.
Just a moment. Let me land on my question, Mr. Farotimi. The question I was going to ask you is that if you care less about the vehicle in which the man you supported drove to the election, how does it sound? I mean, if that is the same vehicle that Mr. Peter Obi hopes to use in 2027, except if you have said you have given up on Peter Gregory Obi for president, which you have said it was a better candidate at the time. Have you changed your mind about the personality or the candidacy of a Peter Gregory Obi?
You see, Sheon, in Nigeria, when you are discussing any sort of political question, more or less, you have to deal with nuances. Number one, you don't have political parties in Nigeria. You have election platforms. Mr. Peter Obi, I believe, joined the Labour Party only a few months before the election. The Labour Party, since that time, has been busy dancing as Zonto, just like the PDP is also in turmoil. The APC has been the net receiver of the political amajiris and allergies that have been going up and down the place. And in reality, I doubt if anyone, outside of the persons who are in the APC and my friends in the AAC, I doubt if anyone can really say this is the political party to which they belong as at today. The reality is that neither the Labour Party nor the PDP is on any sound footing to the point where one can speak to them or of them as political platforms. I don't know where Mr. Peter Obi will be in 2027. I don't know where Nigeria will be in 2027. I don't even know if we would have an election worthy of his name in 2027. The totality of my political focus as we speak today is electoral reform. When we have electoral reform and our votes count, and it's not an INEC that is switching off systems, a court that is declaring a 37th state, and I'm having all kinds of funny things coming out of the judiciary, when we have a meaningful electoral system, not one that is full of delusions like what we were sold by Mahmoud, then I will be interested in 20. See, all this discussion about 2027, they are distractions and a waste of everybody's time. Is there going to even be an election? We've had 5 gubernatorial elections, I believe, since 2023 elections. Each and every one of them have been successively worse than the last. Is it in that kind of condition that I will now be sitting down expecting and planning an election in 2027? Would we even have Nigeria in 2027? The people on the Benue, in the Benue Trough, would they be voting in 2027? The people on the plateau, would they vote in 2027? The people who are dying daily of hunger and avoidable diseases, are they going to vote in 2027? 2027 is a bridge too far for the average Nigerian to even be thinking of climbing. I have no interest whatsoever, and nobody can claim they've heard me talk about 2027. I'm not interested in 2027. I'm interested in surviving now. I'm interested in seeing an electoral process that makes 2027 or any other election make sense. That interests me. But I'm to be speaking to an election in 2027 in the face of our sickling objective realities, it does not interest me. I'm not excited by it. I'm actually irritated that politicians are busy gallivanting all over the place talking about election in 2027. I think it's brainless, so, if you ask me. The survival of our country should be paramount.
A part of my question is whether or not you still believe, although you've said that you do not think that 2027 is up for conversation. No, I mean, the part I'm talking about, Mr. Farotimi, is the part that concerns Mr. Peter Obi. Whether you still think, because at the time,
if the elections, was the best thing to happen to that election. Today, don't worry. If elections we hold today, you remember, I don't do linguistic inexactitudes. If elections where our votes will count would hold today, I'll vote Peter Gregory Obi, unless somebody else comes into the race that I believe can do better. If it's still the same lineup as the last time, it is definitely Peter Obi that I'm voting. I would hope that he would be a little bolder with his policy platforms, but frankly speaking, in terms of capacity, in terms of integrity, there is nobody else that I would be supporting. something drastic has to happen for me to decide that I'm not supporting Peter Obi. It might be that I teamed up with some objectionable persons that I cannot stomach, maybe because of some people that I might team up with, and that is a real possibility. But outside of that, if there is nobody else, who am I supposed to vote for Bulaba, or is it Atiku that will now queue behind in 2020 if there were to be an election today? But I actually think that our discussions of election today is actually a disservice to ourselves, because we really cannot speak in terms of an election in our current circumstances.
I'm imagining that
an election in the face.
Yeah, that those who are defecting to the APC, and in their numbers, the girl of defection we saw in Delta said a whole state structure moved to the APC, and those in the APC will say this is a signal that the APC is the sweet and the beautiful bride that is attracting a lot of people from the outside. And at some point, the APC had said, it's a performance of the government of the day, and things are getting better. And that is why the platform is looking so beautiful for others to join.
Oh, is that a question?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, in the manner you spoke about the defection.
Look, Sheil, let's get something clear. Nigerian politicians have never had differences between them. It is the people who have required unification. Nigerian politicians are as united as they have ever been, and in recent times, they've more or less become as one. It is the people who have been divided into multiple bits. What you are saying today is the realization that you need to align with the behemoth in the land. And that is why you are seeing parties, or let me say, you're seeing entire state structures of the PDP who understand that that corrupt power that has now been captured by the APC is not going to be dropped unless the people become involved and become factors in the electoral process. As long as a Yakubu Mahmoud or whoever is selected to replace him has the capacity to be telling Nigerians to go to court when it declares the election result in the middle of the night, the PDP and all the other power-hungry people would jump into the APC boat because they want second terms and they don't want prosecution or persecution. You and I were in this country, I might even have been on your show, when Oshie Omole declared to the hearing of all Nigerians, join the APC and your sins will be forgiven. The average Nigerian politician is a crook. He needs his sins forgiven. So he will jump into the place where he has been assured that his sins will be forgiven. Not only will his sins even be forgiven, he might be persuaded that INEC will work for him. The judiciary will do his bidding because the levers of powers in the hand of the APC will be made available to those who are in compliance with the APC. So that people are moving into the APC is not a surprise to me. It is normal. Question is, what has the APC done for us? Is it the economy that has become better? Is it security that has gotten better? Is it fuel that is more available and cheaper? What is it? Is it infrastructure? Is it corruption that has subsided? Nigeria has been taken to the land of no return by the APC, almost completely destroyed to its root. But politicians are aligning because for them it's about capturing the public purse. It's about acquiring a license for impunity. It's about ensuring that nothing will happen to them regardless of whatever crimes they might commit.
Mr. Farotimi,
so if they are moving...
Quickly, we need to wrap up now. And my final question to you would be, you've described what seems to be a very bleak future or a bleak situation of a country. A nation that's supposed to have to be a great example for the rest of the world. But those who believe in this country, who think that this country is great and can be greater, actually. But in your own description and your disappointment, perhaps in 60 seconds or less, what do you think, where do you think we can go from here? And what do you think are the answers to the nagging questions?
See, the only thing that can save Nigeria is that it does a course correction. Walk away from the abyss that it is continually toying with. You cannot rule a country with impunity and expect that country to develop or to have peace. Nigeria has been locked into this vicious cycle of impunity for the last 10 years. The PDP was bad, yeah, but the APC, they've been disastrous for Nigerians because it's just been a licensing board for impunity, corruption, the worst kind of brigandage that you can imagine, and Nigeria is dying on its watch. So if we are going to do a course correction, it will be because we went back to a system that allows the law to rule, not the will of men or their whims. That is the only thing that can save us. Outside of that, it's just a matter of time. Nigeria will die if it continues like this.
Dele Farotimi, should I call you a man that has lived 21 days in prison? Political?
No, it's sufficient. No, it's sufficient. You can just call me the senior accused of Nigeria.
All right.
Dele Farotimi.
Lawyer, author, and political activist. Thank you so much indeed. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Retired lawyer. Thank you.